October of 2024, the federal government Department of Justice would launch a full investigation into the horrific conditions and corruption in the Georgia prison system. Due to the lack of prison staff in 2021, there were a total of 702 sexual abuse acts against inmates in Georgia, with most of these victims being a part of the LGBT community. Gangs that run housing units often target LGBT inmates with physical violence to force them out of the gang's housing unit. For example, in 2022,
You see what's going on in that picture?
24-year-old open
See what was going on in there? Look at this. You're going to see people serving drinks. You're going to see people being footstools. It's some sick shit.
victims being a part of the LGBT
Look at this.
community. Gangs that run housing units often target
Footstool.
LGBT inmates
cell
with
phone
physical
recording.
violence to force them out of the gang's housing unit. For example, in 2022, 24-year-old openly gay and transgender inmate Tristan McKee, who
I'll let this play in a second, but you would have to kill me, bro. I don't give. Right? You're not. I will never be your footstool, bro. Facts. I don't care how deadly you think you are, bro.
had a history of mental illness and suicidal ideations, was placed in a gang housing unit that was very hostile against LGBT inmates. He was attacked and beaten by Bloods and gangster disciples, and while he tried to run and escape, he was stabbed 12 times, including being stabbed in his eye, and prison guards would respond 45 minutes later. Hours later, he was pronounced dead. The day before his death, he told prison guards that he needed help leaving his housing unit because he felt that his life was in danger, but the guards ignored him. At the time of his death, Tristan
Listen to what it says about the time of his death, how long it took from them to get there and shit. Listen to this.
only had one more year in prison left until he was eligible to come home. Tortures are very frequent in Georgia prisons. For example, in August of 2020, an inmate passed a note to an officer stating that the inmate in the cell next to him kept screaming for help. When the officer opened the cell next door, the officer found an inmate who had been held and tortured for almost 4 days. He had been injured in his eye and he suffered a traumatic brain injury. He was airlifted to an outside hospital where he would later survive.